Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Footie Femme Fatale podcast. Today, I'm going to talk to you about all of the end-of-season drama of season 2024-2025 and what else is still left to come before we go into the summer and look forward to the Euros. So stick around.
Turn the volume on for a woman's football show. You're listening to Footie Femme Fatale, a women's football podcast.
All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the footy matches of the month. So the biggest match that I actually attended all the way in Lisbon was the UEFA Women's Champions League final between Arsenal and Barcelona. There was a lot of drama on the field, off the field, meaning it was such a tight race. I was there surrounded with the Barcelona fans. I'll insert a little picture here so you can see, how much Barcelona fans there were actually around me, which is also why it was a bit awkward at the end when Arsenal won, and me being a neutral fan, I was happy that Arsenal won. I wasn't upset that Barcelona lost, but at the same time, I could feel the depression of everyone around me being upset that Barcelona won and didn't take a back-to-back third consecutive title this year. But Arsenal won. This is the second time they won the Champions League. In 2007, they won the first Champions League, and they're the only English club that now have two Champions Leagues to their title. Just want to especially mention Mariona. She is obviously been at the Barcelona squad in previous seasons. So she actually won with Barcelona 3 times the Champions League, and now won it with Arsenal for the 4th time. So the first time for Arsenal, but the 4th time for her. So big congrats to her as well. Another cup drama then in other matches that we haven't forgot about. There was also cup drama, meaning the end of the season, the cups, any club could take in and take the cup. Biggest upset was Paris FC winning against PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, after penalties. So that was quite a tight game in the Paris derby, and Paris FC took the win. Chelsea won another cup this year, so that's 3 cups for them. The Women's Super League, the FA Cup, and the Super Cup. This time they won against Manchester United 3-0. Juventus in Italy also had a double. They won the league, but also won the cup against Roma 4-0. And then FC Twente also won a double. They got the league and then they won the cup as well against PSV. In general, the league winners aren't that different. You've already heard me saying last time I also mentioned FC Bayern Munich, who won the cup and the league as well. We have in France, we have Olympique Lyon, who won the final against PSG again. So PSG is not having a good time. To win the French league again. Then we have FC Twente, who won the league in the Dutch Eredivisie. Also, not the first time they won, but definitely worth mentioning because that was a really tight one. Juventus, as I mentioned already, in Portugal. I know I don't really mention Portugal that much, but Benfica won the league there. And then Chelsea, I already mentioned, they won 3 things, but not the Champions League. So very much dominating the European scenes, and I'm curious to see how the next season will go. Just a quick mention then as well that I want to highlight a new tournament, so the World's Sevens football. I was actually also there. It was in Estoril, Portugal, and it was set up like this, so 7 versus 7 people, 15 minutes per half, so that means 2 times 15 minutes, and they could do their substitution endlessly. So they could just substitute all the time. So it was very quick, very fast paced. It was really nice to see the team trying to manage this new structure of how am I going to handle this way, and how am I going to figure out where to place my players. The offside rule didn't apply either. So it was really interesting to see the way the team had to adjust to this new format. I was there for the final day, so I saw 2 semi-finals. The first one being a Manchester derby, so Manchester United versus Man City. Manchester United had the edge there and won and went to the final. In the other semi-final, we had Bayern versus PSG. And again, unfortunately for PSG, they lost that one and Bayern went to the final. So it was Bayern versus Man United, which incidentally was actually, they were already played against each other in the group phase as well. So they were the numbers 1 and 2 in the groups phase. And then they went into the final together as well. And that one, it was really exciting to watch the final because it was so tight. And then at some point, Bayern stepped in and then made it 2-1, if I'm correct. And my memory is still okay. Well, let's see. And then PSG won the third place against Man City. So they did win something. They got a bronze medal out of all of it. So hopefully the World Sevens football tournament will also be continuing next season, or maybe even in a couple of months or so. I don't know. They haven't really announced anything. I think it's very worth watching and very fast paced. And I really like the fact that it was, you're so close to the team and the teams are also having so much fun. Please look at Bayern Munich and Manchester United doing these crazy entrances when they come onto the field. It's just a lot of fun to watch and it's not so serious. So loved that tournament and hopefully we'll see it again. Moving on to the Femme Fatale of the month. All right, so our Femme Fatale of the month, I purposely did not mention her because she has made an impact in the UEFA Women's Champions League final. Her name is Stina Blackstenius, or her full name is Emma Stina Blackstenius. And she's from Sweden. She's 29 years old. She joined Arsenal in 2015. Prior to that, she mostly played in the Swedish league. And yeah, she scored the one and only goal at the UEFA Women's Champions League final. Was subbed on in, I want to say, the 60th minutes or 70, something like that, together with Beth Mead, who was also not in the starting lineup. So they actually subbed, and then Beth Mead gave the assistant to Stina Blackstenius and scored the only goal at the final, which made them the champions of the Europe. So, yeah. Great achievement. Just want to highlight her. Hopefully we can see more action of her during the Euros. But yeah, keep an eye out on that Femme Fatale. Moving on. All right, some more updates. And this is actually a lot of updates since the last time I've spoken to all of you. The off-pitch antics. So what is happening off the pitch? So first of all, we have a lot of transfers going around, as you know, end of the season. People are going to leave. People are asked to leave. The contracts are not renewed, or they move away. So let me just highlight a few of these as of now. So this obviously can change during the next couple of weeks. Jill Roord, who we know, the Dutch midfielder, a very famous one, from Manchester City, is moving to FC Twente, which is a very interesting move, to say the least. Twente is the top team here at the Dutch league, but is not, the Dutch league in general isn't at the standard or level of the Women's Super League in that respect. But she had her reasons. She said, I lost my joy into football. I wanted to get that back. Also good to know is that her dad is the technical director at FC Twente, so she's basically coming home and is excited to join the team from the next season onwards. Then we have our Chelsea keeper, here we go again. So if only I'd written this down properly, I would have actually nailed this name, but no. Cesaria Muskovic, she is moving away from Chelsea. We kind of saw this coming, seeing that they also hired Femke Liefding from AZ as one of the keepers. And then we obviously have, what's her name? Lauren Ham? No, yes. In the goal already at Chelsea. So And she's also pregnant, so it makes sense for her to move away from a big top club and maybe take it a bit slower moving on next season. There's no announcement yet where she's going. Similarly, Leila Alexandria from Manchester City as well also is leaving. She was the captain actually of the squad, so that's an interesting move. In Olympique Lyon, which I also have another note about, there's a lot of movement also. We saw Eugène Le Sommer retiring from her club, same as Danielle van der Donk, Vanessa Gilles, who's actually moving to Bayern Munich. And yeah, for the other two, not sure where they're moving to, but yeah, we'll see how that's going to be. But there's a couple more that I forgot to mention here that also are leaving Olympique Lyon. So speaking of Olympique Lyon, well, I'm at it. So Michelle Kang, the one that we mentioned last time in our podcast as well, she announced that Olympique Lyon, Lyonnais is now going to be called Olympique Lyon. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but basically they have a new name, a new logo, and they want to kind of separate from the male club. So meaning they want to have an all, self-sufficient version of the club. Different name, different logo. They will have their own facilities at some point as well. So Michelle Kang is really investing in the women's football in particular to let that grow on her own terms instead of being part of a club that's already existing and then having two divisions, the male division and the women division, just have an autonomous women division only. So interesting turn of event. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Also, in terms of players, how many players that I've left, how many players are going to come back in return, who are they attracting, what is their plan of action. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that going forward. Then, if we talk about just a few more points, Disney Plus is our new host for the UEFA Women's Champions League. So previously we could see all of the matches on the Zone for free. You would subscribe, you can watch it for free, no subscription fee at all. Disney Plus is now purchasing a 5-year deal to showcase the Women's Champions League. So that means, do you have to have a subscription for that, or is ESPN, who is part of Disney Plus, going to show them on TV? What's the deal here? Let's see how this is going to evolve. But interesting move there. Disney Plus is also investing in women's football, so that's good news overall. Before we move on to the last point, just a quick note that Mary Earps, now we're talking about more of the international window that's approaching. Mary Earps was the goalkeeper of the England squad. She won the Euros with England and lost the final with England as well. She's stopping internationally as a footballer, meaning she'll only play at the club level where she plays at PSG. So Sarina Wiegman, who is the head coach of the England squad, was kind of upset with the news because she said she's a great asset to the team. I'm sorry that she's not coming anymore. I would have loved to put her on the squad, but hey ho, it's her decision and that comes first. So it's all good, I guess. So, international window coming up. I already mentioned this. And interestingly, last time in our podcast, we had a whole discussion about the jerseys and the international jerseys also that we couldn't purchase with our favorite player's name on it. But I don't know if it worked. If it did work, great stuff. If it didn't work, I guess there's still some work to do. But the new jerseys, as I already predicted that would happen for Nike and for Puma, have just been announced and it's already there to purchase. I think most of them will be launched on June 5th. So yeah, you can pre-order already your new jerseys. So these are completely different jerseys, different from the men's team as well. Hoping to get more promotion around the new shirts now that the Euros are coming up very shortly. So it's an interesting move to see there. So can you actually put names on there? So I only checked the Dutch one for now. I did check the Spanish one, I think. Yeah, so I did check the Dutch one. The Dutch one, you can put the name on it. I'm so happy about this. You can put your favorite player's name on it. You can put your own name around on the shirt as well. So yeah, this is finally an interesting development. So yay, KNVB. I did look at the Spanish one just quickly to see if I could put a name on it. Interestingly, I looked at the home shirt, but the away shirt does not have that option. So I'm curious to see what's happening there also. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that because yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody can get their shirt of their favorite player in any way, of from home or away, doesn't matter. Just get me a shirt of my favorite player. So yeah, Euros is what's coming up. But yeah, what else is coming up soon? So in the next month, there's a lot of interesting things. First of all, tonight, if you're watching this, if I'm fast enough with my editing, let's see, hopefully. The Nations League will kick off, the last window before the final stages of that tournament. So there's 2 matches left for each group. And we'll see, all of the winners in the Group A pool or groups will go to the finals, which will be held in October. But yeah, so tonight, watch your TV. I think the first match starts at 8:30 Central Eastern Summer Time. But yeah, many much more I can't talk anymore. Many more matches to look forward to. So all of these matches are obviously in preparation of the Euros, which will happen in July, and I'll be there in Switzerland, which brings me to this question. If you want to be involved in the Euros special that we're doing, the Footie Femme Fatale Euros special, then please let me know in the comments below or send me a message if you know me privately. If not, we want to do a rundown of all of the countries that are participating, see which or what countries are favorable to win. What does the data say? Let's put it like that. And then also, how are we going to prepare for that? And what do you want to see when we are in Switzerland? Like, what type of stories do you want to hear from our fellow footy fans at the Swiss event? So, last but not least, more transfers to come? Question mark. Obviously, there's a lot of transfers going around now. There's people negotiating, all of that jazz. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if anything happens. And yeah, just keep an eye on our socials as well. At Footie Femme Fatale. If you haven't followed us yet, follow us on Instagram or YouTube. Do a like, subscribe, put 5 stars or whatever you want to do. We love to hear your feedback. That's it. So that's another update for you. Hopefully we can keep this consistent. You'll keep an eye out on the Euro special as well. And then, yeah, I'll see you all very shortly. Enjoy the games. Bye.
Footie Femme Fatale, a women's football podcast.